What's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So I actually just took the car out today for a little drive. Didn't record anything. Just wanted to kind of stretch your legs and enjoy the car. It's been a while since I've really driven it, and it's such a good car. Every single time I get in here, go for a drive and just, kind of forget about the world a little bit, I'm always reminded how amazing of a car it is and how amazing of a car we put together here. It really just feels awesome, especially with the new alignment, the millway camber plates and everything. The car just feels so good. The turn-in is awesome. I love that we have the extra camber up front now, as opposed to what it was prior. Before the alignment and the millway camber plates, we were at negative, I think 1.6. Now we're at negative 2.6, so we added a full degree of camber up front. And it's crazy how much better this car feels. The turn-in feels great, very direct. The steering feels so much better. Pretty amazing. I'm very happy with that modification. I haven't really talked about it too much. I briefly mentioned it after we got the GTS hood on, but I kind of touched on that a little bit. But now that I've really driven it, kind of put it through its paces and really started to feel the difference, I'm very happy with the improvement. Now, what we're actually going to be doing in this video is upgrading more interior parts. As you guys know, I've done quite a few things on the interior of the F80, and basically my main goal inside the F80, which we'll show you in a little bit, is I was basically deleting all of the carbon bits. Now, I love carbon. As you can tell, we got carbon all around the car. Even the hood is carbon. But on the interior of my cars, I'm a much bigger fan of Alcantara. So if we hop into the car, you guys know that I did a lot of Alcantara stuff. We did the OEM GTS center console here. We also did the shifter surround in here in the same Alcantara with the M stitch. We also did the door pulls over there with Alcantara. And I like carbon on the interior, but since I kind of got, I don't want to say too much on the outside, but I got enough, I wanted to kind of make it my own. The steering wheel's Alcantara. I just prefer the way it feels and looks. It's much more sporty, I guess, if you will. And I always just prefer it. The only carbon that I'm going to be leaving in the car is the OEM M Performance carbon trim on here, which I think looks nice. But now that we got all the Alcantara and the shift boots and everything, and even the shifter from racing over here, which is unfortunately discontinued, we're going to be moving up onto the dash here. Now, the stock carbon pieces are very nice. I'm not going to lie. But there's a couple things I didn't like about it. One, the silver trim around the vents. So you can see here we got silver trim. I'm not a big fan of silver. I much prefer black, or it's just not silver at all. And also the trim down here. This is kind of like a black chrome, which looks okay, but I'm not a big fan of chrome or shiny things whatsoever. So I wanted to remedy that. Now, the carbon on here, as I mentioned, is really nice. It's also on the little vents over there as well. I don't understand why they didn't continue the carbon around here. I thought that would be a nice touch. It's kind of weird that they didn't, but either way, the stock carbon is nice. And as you guys know, on the stock center console, it has the carbon piece here. Again, really nice. But we are going to be deleting it, and we're actually going to be installing a nice piece from MF Interior. MF Interior did the door pulls, also did the shifter surround here. And I've been really happy with Marco's work that we decided to do something a little bit custom on the interior of my F80 M3 in terms of the dash pieces. So that is what we have here, and I am so thrilled with the end result. Now, there's actually a couple things that we did as opposed to just doing Alcantara. So, as you guys know, GTS hood, we got the GTS center console. I'm a big fan of the whole GTS scheme, if you will. On the M3 CS as well as the M4 GTS, they have different center trims, or dash trims I should say, and they're actually Alcantara. And I really liked that perforated Alcantara look. It's the exact same perforated on my OEM M2 CS steering wheel. Kind of hard to show through the glass, but you can see the perforations on there with the red. So a very similar look. And on the CS and GTS, they actually have, on the CS it says CS, I believe it's in silver, and the GTS, it says GTS really big with the perforated Alcantara in that bronzy orange color. So obviously it's not GTS, so I didn't want to do that. I could have just purchased the OEM one and done that if I wanted to, but what we decided to do is keep obviously the theme of what this car is, and it's just an M3. So what we did was added the nice little M stripes there with the perforated Alcantara, the M colors, which I really like, and then we burnt in the M3 there, which is really cool. Also, another thing, as you guys can tell, we got jet black or piano black trim down here, which is really nice. We're getting rid of the stock black chrome, if you will. And this is on the driver's side, so it's got the piano black trim down there as well. Also around the vent, as you can see, is gloss black. Really, really nice. So overall, this is a fairly simple install. The only differences that I'm going to be doing is I'm running the AK Motion center vent display up here. So I'm going to have to transfer all that stuff over. Not hard, but that is the only difference. Otherwise, you're just going to be replacing the vents. Now, we'll start over on the driver's side vent since this is the easiest. And in order to do the passenger side over here, we have to remove this whole trim piece. So let's go ahead, start on the driver's side, get this knocked out, and I'll show you the difference and how to get this done. All right, so we are in the driver's seat, and here is the driver's side vent. Now, this one's actually really easy to pull out. You simply just pull from this corner, and you pull out. There's no connections or anything, and that is it. So we'll head over to the workbench. We'll transfer over the vents and everything and the slats, and also, obviously, the ducting and all that, and we can pop the new one in. All right, so here's the difference side by side. Alcantara, carbon, silver trim, Alcantara trim, no silver at all. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the new one aside, and we're going to be working on the carbon one. So I'm going to go around, and you can actually see these little clips around here. So I'm simply just going to kind of pry, oh, there we go. That one came off pretty easily, and oh, okay, easy enough. But here's a little bit better side by side. Here is the stock one with the chrome black trim. And there's the piano. So it's going to be hard to kind of tell, but this one has a little bit more, I guess, mirror finish, whereas this is just straight up piano finish down here. Then we got the Alcantara with the Alcantara strip around there. And yeah, so now all we're going to do is plop this on over, put it in the same clips, make sure it's aligned, pop it in like so. That one is done, super easy. So let's go ahead and throw it back in the car, and then we'll get on the main dash piece and the passenger vent. All right, back in the driver's seat. Now we're simply just going to push it right back into place. Make sure everything's lined up. So there we go, that is simple. It almost makes me want to remove these silver trim around here that I put on not too long ago. But yeah, I think it looks great, and I cannot wait to get this center dash piece in. That is going to be so, so nice. So let's hop over to the passenger side, start removing this piece and also that vent over there, but there you go. I think that looks awesome. All right, we are on the passenger side. So I found it easier. I've removed this quite a few times to do the vent and also a couple other things up here, but I also found it easiest to start back here or in this corner. So pull that corner up, and then you can simply, you don't even need tools. You can just pull it up by hand, and this whole piece comes out. Now, when you pull this out, there's obviously going to be connections here for the buttons. I have a connection for the vent display here, so got to disconnect that. But simply just pull out, and then as you can see, the whole thing is out. And I'm going to put the camera down so I don't drop anything or damage anything, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's out. All right, so I actually just did it off camera. I decided to leave all the buttons and vents and everything connected. It was actually really simple to remove it just in the car. So what I did was just tilt it down, and then all these clips up here, I just kind of pushed with my hand, and then I leaned it forward and they all came out. So I can leave that in the car. And now let's go over to the workbench, compare the new one to the carbon one, and put the new one in. Oh, also, I guess, since I'm here, let's take out this piece. This one's a little bit different. This is the only vent that's actually held in by some screws. Now these two screws right here, 1, 2, are T20s. So this is the only vents on the entire dash that require a tool. So we're just simply going to remove those two T20s. I'll do this one. All right, 2 screws removed. Same thing, we'll get in this corner, kind of pull up, and you will be able to pull this vent straight out, just like the driver's side one. This one has some clips on the top here. And yeah, so we got that one out. We can transfer this over and then get the new stuff in, but really, really simple. All right, so we got the passenger side vent. So same thing here. We're just gonna take a small flathead, pry up on those clips. Geez, that literally that jumped right off. So there you go. There is the stock piece. Here is the new MF interior piece. As you can see, we got Alcantara. No more silver. We wrapped that in Alcantara. We were discussing maybe doing that gloss black, but I think the Alcantara is much cleaner. So we can put that aside. Take the whole vent assembly. And I found that putting the bottom in first, so it's in those clips on the bottom. and just clipping it in on top like that. Done. Everything's working. Good. So now let's throw this in and then we can move over to the main piece. All right, so here is the new piece from MF Interior. Just going to slide it back in like so. And we're going to take our two T20s, screw them back in. Now the nice part is MF Interior, Marco, he uses OEM pieces, so it's not like these are aftermarket. So everything's going to fit just like OEM because it is OEM. And that is one of the main reasons why it took so long for this piece to come in. Actually, we were talking about this last September, October of 24. And we actually had to wait for the specific black, gloss black trim piece to come in. And anytime that they did come in, they were all scratched up or really not in great condition. So we had to wait for a really good condition one. And I'm really happy we waited. So that is the main reason why this took forever and took a long time and normally wouldn't. All right, so we got the passenger side in. Let's get this main piece in and see what this looks like. All right, so here's a little comparison so you guys can see the difference outside the car. We got the carbon with the silver trim and the black chrome trim on the bottom. Then we got the Alcantara with the cool little M3 logo there. Jet black or gloss black bottom trim, and no more silver trim. It's all gloss black. So yeah, let's go ahead, bring this on over to the car, clip everything back in, and we'll be done. All right, guys, there we go, installed. This looks so good. I know it's such a minor change, but I'm telling you, sitting in this interior with that Alcantara dash, it just, everything flows so nice. Love the little detail here, and the gloss black trim just looks so good. Exactly what I was hoping for. It matches this, so everything flows, in my opinion, so much better. And that little touch over here, although very faint, I think really works. All right, guys, so I just turned everything on just to make sure everything is working and functional. Look how good that looks. I'm telling you, it's such a small thing, but being in this interior and seeing everything just kind of flowing together with all the Alcantara, it just works so well. Man, so thrilled with that. You can see the AK Motion vent display on and everything, full screen CarPlay. Really cool. Really happy with it. So what do you think? Do you like the carbon better? Do you like the Alcantara? Me personally, I like the Alcantara. Just flows with everything better. You can see on the arm poles over there, the little door handles, everything just flows so nicely. We got the Alcantara down here, and I don't know, really happy with that. It's been a long time in the making for such a simple piece, but I'm telling you, all these details matter, and when you kind of look at it as a whole picture, it really just ties in so nicely. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys are interested in those specific dash pieces or anything else for your interior Alcantara, he can do leather, he can do anything that you want. Hit up Marco from MF Interior. Hit him up on his Instagram. Very responsive. Obviously, he's in Germany, so there's a time difference, so be patient, but he gets you exactly what you want. He does fantastic work. And I'm really thrilled that I've gotten so many pieces from him, and it just turned out and exceeded my expectations tenfold. So if you're looking for some really nice custom work, I'm telling you, hit up Marco. He really knows what he's doing, and he can nail exactly the look that you want. But we still have a few more interior bits. We got some stuff over there. Still have another thing coming, but man, this car, I'm telling you, every little thing that I do to it still just makes me love it more and more, and I cannot wait to enjoy it this season to the fullest and just drive this thing. We've done so much work to it, and it's just, I'm telling you, it's such an amazing car. So real quick, I know a lot of people are going to ask, no, I'm not going to be selling this. I'm going to be hanging on to this. So no, those are not for sale. Just wanted to mention that since I know a lot of vultures come through and always ask me for some random parts and everything. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys have any questions at all about the interior trim or anything else on the car, please leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.